This is Mark Bell from SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West, answering more questions today for the Power Project, brought to you by DangerouslyHardcore.com. Got a question from Dominic off of Facebook today, and Dominic wants to know, he's getting a lot of injuries. He's only 21 years old, and he's kind of wondering if he's basically too young to acquire these injuries. Clearly, you're not, because you're getting hurt. Some things to think about when you're getting hurt. I mean, it's inevitable. You're powerlifting, you're lifting heavy, you're pushing the envelope. Things are going to happen. Shit happens, right? But it's also a warning sign. It's feedback from your body. Your body is telling you that you're not going about things the right way, that you're not taking a realistic approach to what you're doing. You're also underprepared for what you're about to do. So maybe you're too fat. Maybe you're out of shape. Maybe you don't have enough muscle mass. Maybe you didn't build the foundation up big enough to support the kind of weights that you're trying to do. So some things to think about, just in general terms. Let's talk for a second about warm-up. I don't think a lot of people really understand warm-up. Not powerlifters. Most powerlifters, a lot of powerlifters understand warm-up pretty well. But a lot of your average gym goers don't really understand how to warm up properly. They associate warming up with burning out or doing a lot of reps and getting a pump. And a warm-up and a pump are two different things. A pump can actually be somewhat dangerous for heavy lifting to some extent. What you want to try to do is you want to get your body used to the weight and used to the movement. You want to get used to the weight and used to the movement. There's even people out there that say you don't even need to really warm up. You need to do, you can do other exercises. Let's just use the bench press, for example. And let's just say you're a 400-pound bencher. Let's just throw some of this out there. If you're a 400-pound bencher, you can go in the gym. You can do exercises like face pulls, tricep push downs, maybe some flies, with some light dumbbells. You can get some movement going, maybe even some sled pulling and some various movements like that. And you should, without any problem at all, be able to start your workout with 225. A lot of people are proponents of that. It's been a principle of Russian lifters for years. Not all Russian lifters use it, but it is something that is talked about in the book Super Training by Mel Siff. A lot of lifters of old would actually believe that when you felt the lightweight, that it was bad for you, that it was kind of like programming your body to be weak in a way. Sounds kind of weird. It's a principle they believed in. Seemed like it worked pretty good for some of them. So that might be something that you want to try, you want to look into in terms of a warm-up. Now, when you're actually doing your warm-up sets, though, it's critical whether you start with that 225 or however you do it. When you do warm up, you need to make sure that you're getting used to the movement, used to the weight. As I said many, many times here on the Power Project, as I've preached to many of you, the Power Project Army, many times. Used to the movement, used to the weight. I didn't say anything about reps. I didn't say anything about getting warm. Now, if it's actually physically cold outside, you may need to get your body temperature up. If you're going to a commercial gym and they have a treadmill or a bike, and you're coming in and it was just snowing outside, give yourself 3 to 5 minutes on one of those pieces of equipment with your sweatshirt on. Get yourself warm, get yourself ready to go. We don't have that luxury at Super Training. We don't have such machines. But get yourself warm, get yourself ready to go. And remember, use low repetitions, get used to the weight, get used to the exercise. So example, again, we'll just throw out, I'll say a 300-pound bencher probably relates to more people out there. If you're a 300-pound bencher, you start with the barbell, move the barbell around a couple times. Maybe 10 times or so. 95 pounds, do about 5 reps or so. 135, 3 to 5 reps, somewhere in there. 185, and so forth until you start to get closer to your max. You get closer to your max, you take smaller jumps. So you go 185, you go to 225. Now, this is for a 300-pound bencher, so from 225, you're going to want to start to make about 20 or 30-pound jumps until you get to that desired weight for the day. Let's say you're trying to do 285 for a double. So you would go 225. The next weight you would do would be 245. You can even use singles to get to that double. So you do 245 for one, 265 for one, 285 for two. There is some research out there that shows that doing the warm-up properly and getting your body tuned, getting your body in tune with that heavy weight that you're about to do, you are going to be able to produce more force into that. So coming in cold off the street and just going boom right to 300, while it could be done by some of you out there, might be very difficult. You need to get your body ready to go. You need to get your central nervous system ready to go. You need to get your mind right too. That's a huge part of it, huge component of it, is to get the mental side of it down. So when you're moving 225 around and 245 around, you're not just moving those around for no reason. You're moving those around to get to 285, to get yourself a little fired up and excited. So that pretty much covers warming up. And I just wanted to put that out there because I think that it's real. I think it's a huge problem with people that get injured. I don't think you're selecting your weights correctly. The loads aren't right, and maybe even the reps and the sets and stuff. If I was you, I would look into the conjugate system. I'd maybe look into cube training that Brandon Lilly's writing a lot about. You can contact Brandon on Facebook. His name is Brandon Lilly, L-I-L-L-Y, Brandon Lilly, Brandon Riri. He wrote an article for Power Magazine, a couple articles now, and the last article he wrote was about his cube method. Cube method is basically a it's a conjugate type system that works really well for a lot of different types of people. So I think it would work really well for someone in your shoes. It's going to help you learn about your body, learn about what you can handle, what you can't handle, and stuff like that. So make sure you're not going too heavy. Make sure you're not going too heavy too often. That will lead to injury. If you're doing the conjugate system already and you're going too heavy on your dynamic days, that's a great way to get hurt because your body's not recovering. Your body is telling you, dude, you need to slow down. In working with some awesome athletes over the years, working with some top-level power lifters, working with some of the cream of the crop, a lot of times the best guys don't get hurt. A lot of times the best guys also don't miss weights. So is that a coincidence? I don't really think so. I think it tells you a couple things. One, they're prepared to do the weights that they're about to do. And two, they don't lift outside their means. They're prepared for it, and they don't lift outside their means. So make sure that you're following some of those principles so you don't get hurt. Get yourself in shape. Make sure you're eating properly. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Some of the most basic things have the most profound effect. So make sure you're doing some of those things. I think that's it, Dominic from Facebook. Protect your dreams and embrace your fears. And that is it from supertraining.tv. Later.